Welcome back to HTH Sports. I'm Eric. That is Stevie Picks. We have our amazing producer Stick behind the camera helping us out. And before we get into the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean a whole lot to us. We're enjoying making this content, so hopefully you enjoy as well. And maybe show it a little bit. That would go a long way. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
But yeah, so we'll jump right in. We're going to be reviewing the college football semifinals and NFL wildcard weekend. We're going to start off last Thursday with the Miami Hurricanes knocking off Ole Miss Rebels 31-27.
Yeah, like we said it feels like a while ago since we watched this, but this game was awesome. What a way to start the whole weekend of football, but Ole Miss the defense couldn't really stop Carson Beck and Miami's running game, and then Ole Miss also did not finish drives towards the end of the game. I mean, they were fourth and goal. They were goal to go, and they had to kick field goals twice. If they scored one of those, I think the game would have ended a lot different. But yeah, I mean, Trinidad Chambliss didn't play great in the first half. They didn't really have the ball much, and he was awesome in the second half. Gave him chances to win. Was ripping it down the sidelines at tight end. That was a bunch of good plays, but Carson Beck really lived up to that contract on that last drive. That was his $4 million drive. I know he had that bomb earlier in the game, but really other than that, he did not play exceptional. I mean, he was missing people wide open, and I mean, when you can throw screen passes to Malachi Tony and take it for 40 yards, I could have threw that pass. Maybe it got picked off because it would have been 30 miles per hour slower, but either way, Malachi Tony, absolute stud. They ran like the screen pass where he came back. Nobody touched him. Yeah. And then, I don't know, Carson Beck was running the whole time that game. He was using his legs very good. Can't believe we weren't on that with Pete Golden. But, you know, I think Ole Miss definitely overachieved this playoffs. A lot of people were knocking them, but they definitely had a chance to squeak their way in to the chip if they could finish one drive. But, yeah, they did a good job eliminating that crazy pass rush by Miami, but that's more just Trinidad was just an absolute stud. I mean, he is very good. I hope he gets to come back and play college football again because he is fun to watch.
To that point, it's not looking good for him.
No, yeah.
We'll talk about that another time. I agree. I mean, Ole Miss's offense could have played better, but when I'm watching watching the game as a fan, and we get that go-ahead touchdown late, that's where we really need our defense to step up. And we did score 27 points. To let them just have a commanding drive down the field, let Carson Beck have his $4 million drive is really annoying. And it sucks for Trinidad, obviously, to go out like that. He played a hell of a second half, like you said. And to the screen passes, they weren't tackling.
No.
There were guys there making plays, but not finishing plays. There's obviously a big difference between the two. You need to finish. So it sucks to lose, but it was fun. Obviously, Mark Fletcher just ran it down our throats as well. He's an animal, dude, just running over everybody that comes in his way. So Miami's a very good team, good trenches, good defense. I don't like Carson Beck. I don't like his face, especially.
No.
Sid the Sloth is who he usually gets comped to. But he got the win. He's moving on to the national championship, so good for him.
Crazy.
But yeah, you know, hopefully Ole Miss, obviously they're retaining some guys, and we could put our best foot forward for next season. You know, gotta stay positive.
They're up there. A lot of people think they're gonna have a great transfer portal, so that would be that'd be good to see if they can just keep it rolling with the transfers. And I mean, honestly, not to jump ahead, but that's what Indiana does. They don't have a bunch of stars out of high school. They got 23-year-old men that just dominate every aspect of the game. So I'm curious to see what Pete Golden does. I actually do really like Pete Golden. I actually have a better taste for Ole Miss now than when Lane Kiffin was there. Because I like Lane Kiffin as a coach, but he is kind of tough sometimes with the stuff he does. So I do like Ole Miss more with Pete Golden. I do like the way he coaches, the way he talks.
Kiffin's a weirdo.
And Trinidad was he was just a great story. I mean, D2, it comes in, absolute stud. And I think he did a ton towards the end of the game to get him back into it. Wish they had a better first half as they did not really even have the ball. But shout out to Miami. They controlled the trenches like we thought they would, and they get the win.
Yeah. But we'll move right along to the next game and the last game in college football we'll talk about. Indiana steamrolling the Oregon Ducks 56-22.
Yeah, I was on the wrong side, but I'm really not upset about it. I'd go down in the hill again because if I'm being honest, I get the Hoosiers. They played great. They played good, but Oregon also handed them everything in the beginning. It felt like pick six, fumbling a punt, another pick, another fumble. I mean, I know it doesn't matter because Indiana was just controlling the game. Oregon actually had more offensive yards than Indiana, which is crazy to think about. But either way, Indiana just dominating the game. Mendoza didn't really have to do a ton. They ran the ball for 185 yards. He's just doing what needs to be done, but he had 5 touchdowns, which is unreal. And Dante Moore didn't look great. I mean, he had those 2 picks, but I thought there was really a chance after they threw the pick 6. They went down and drove down the field, but then Indiana just could not be stopped. So shout out Indiana. Shocking that I'm shocked they're in the national championship. It's just crazy to say that Indiana Hoosiers are in a football national championship, but they deserve it. Shout out Kirk Cincinnati.
Yeah, I get the premise. It's like shocking that they're Indiana, the names in the
Yes.
national championship, but they're the most complete team. It's not even close. And I said in the preview, I made the mistake going against Indiana, trying to be too sharp with Alabama the week before. So I was on Indiana here, and it was probably the least sweaty bet I've had all year.
Yeah.
It was just dominance from straight out the gate. So they're the best team in the nation. So to have 2 playoff wins against Alabama and Oregon, winning by 30 points in both, that's insane.
If they win this game, they're going to be talked about as one of the greatest the first team to ever go 16-0. No one else is going to have that. If they can do this, they are favored heavily. I do think Miami is one of the better matchups to try to withstand up to them, just because Indiana wants to play bully ball, but so does Miami. I got a feeling, like, early thoughts, but like, do think it's going to be a slugfest. Like, it's going to be a physical game, like it always would be. Crazy that it's in Miami, like, for the Hurricanes, but Indiana, they traveled well. If you saw that stadium, holy,
yeah, I don't.
It
was like 80%.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, which I'm just like, maybe they always had fans. They just always stunk. Like, maybe they always had this great fan base waiting to erupt for football, I guess. But it's unreal. And I do think I wrote down, it's the new age of college football. Brand names are becoming less of a picture. If you can get the right people to invest into your team and you get the right guy at the helm, I mean, Kirk Cincinnati is already dominating the portal this year while he's on this run, getting these players, which is absolutely crazy. And Oregon, a lot of question marks now. Does Dante Moore return? But they got baby Mahomes, Dylan Raiola coming in now.
Yes, they do.
He did say he is content with sitting the bench if Moore comes back, so maybe that's a little bit of growth of personality. I do not think freshman Dylan Raiola would ever said that. But, yeah, he could just redshirt again, so that would be... He's taking... That's what Dante Moore did, so... Yeah, curious to see what Dante Moore does, but it's all about the Hoosiers right now. I keep down them. Probably will be crazy and do it again. We'll see you on the next show, but...
This is done.
I think I just got to ride it out. But shout out Kirk Cincinnati and the Hoosiers. I'm really shocked, and it's just because of brand name, and I know it doesn't matter, but it's unreal to think that Indiana is playing for a national championship.
Listen, we'll move on after this, but Miami would have, I think, played Oregon close. I think they would have played Alabama close.
Yeah, I think Miami plays any team close.
Honestly, the bright spot about Ole Miss not winning is that I don't have to watch them get absolutely destroyed by Indiana. Because I genuinely think that this is not going to be a close national championship. I do have a little tidbit about that later in one of our later segments. But we will move on. We'll go to Wild Card Weekend.
Yeah.
We will start off with the Rams traveling to Carolina and beating them 34-31.
What a wild weekend it was indeed, too. I mean, insane. I mean, this is the game I think everybody was like, well, this is the game they care least about, but, I mean, it was an absolute crazy game. I mean, Puka going insane, 2 touchdowns, almost had a third, but I think, like, Stafford dropped it. Or Stafford missed through him a little bit, but crazy. And then Bryce Young played pretty well. Jalen Coker leading the way, which is crazy to say. And with all these points, none of our guys that we had scored a touchdown with all these points. But I am glad the Rams won. I do want to see them keep playing. Because the Panthers would have been fun if they won, but then still don't think they would beat anybody. But I don't know, they would have played the Bears, so it would have been interesting. But Rams move on, but a little worried that their defense is getting... I'm just so shocked they gave up 31 points.
Maybe Bryce Young's just their kryptonite, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
These teams have played twice, and it's been high scoring both times. Obviously, Panthers won the first time. The Rams, they get the win. Matt Stafford gaming them to Kobe Parkinson, not Tyler Higbee, unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, this Rams team is obviously very good. They've been very good all year. They get Devontae back. Not that he made the biggest impact, but it definitely draws attention from the defense, which is super important. Not everything shows up in the stat sheet. So, they are a complete team. Obviously, maybe letting the Panthers score 31 is a little worrying for your defense. But the Panthers have done this from time to time, and
Yeah.
we got a good Bryce Young game, which is what he needed to do.
Yeah.
It just wasn't enough. This was the weekend of coming down to who had the ball last. It really seemed like for most of these games, and that was the case in this one. So
we were on the right side. We both thought they would hang around, stay in there. I did think Kyron Williams would get more touches. They really, they say Corum is getting a lot of touches too. But yeah, I think if you're a Panthers fan though, I don't know how you're upset with this year. I mean, I know you had a losing record, but you won some crazy games. You saw a lot of flashes from Young. Now you got to believe in what Dave. Did they pronounce it Canales? Is that how you say it?
Canales.
You got to believe in him a little bit. I mean, to turn around the boys after every loss, it seems like they came back and fought hard. And you're in that division. I mean, that's got to be your selling point too. You got a chance every year to win that division. So you can't be upset. You got a defense that didn't show up this week, but I think you got some great pieces.
And maybe Rico Dowdle should go delete that TikTok video. What was his final stat line there?
He only got 5 carries though.
5 carries for 9 yards.
Yeah, Chuba was like they did. It's so tough.
Right, but you have to have some type of idea when you're inside. You're inside the building of the game script going. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was a shock. He thought he would get more touches, but. I mean, he posted that hype up video. He got me ready to go. That's why I picked him for the touchdown parlay. But
got Jalen Coker ready to go.
5 touches, yeah. So it's just funny. People are clowning him all over social media. So
sneaky draft pick next year. I think he's gonna be.
People have been saying that for 3 years.
He's gonna be someone I think we're gonna see a lot of TikTok.
I stashed him. I think 3 times.
Yeah, I think I did another league too. Kept like maybe.
But we'll move on to another crazy game. Packers 27, Bears 31.
Yeah, this game kind of ruined my whole mood. I mean, I really love the Packers with my lock, and they just did what I thought they were going to do. Just said that. The Bears are not good. We are going to fucking kill the shit out of you. But I'm so sick of these teams and the way they play with leads. So timid. Like, they were throwing the ball all over them. Jordan Love just lost a football game. 4 touchdowns, no interception, 323 yards. That is absolutely insane that you did that. I mean, Romeo Dobbs at 120. It was Matthew Golden did something. He hasn't done something. He hasn't done anything all year. But you let the cardiac Bears are just unreal. Like I said, if you like the Bears, just live bet them in the second half. You know they're going to be losing at some point. But shout out Caleb Williams. He makes some of the craziest throws. He is fun to watch. I'm not going to doubt that. And Colson Loveland is looking like a smash pick this year. He's very good. They got Luther Burden. I mean, they got pieces. I think if you're a Bears fan, you're very excited. But also, Ben Johnson, that was ridiculous at the handshake. I hope Matt LaFleur gets to stay and just kicks the shit out of you next year. I'm out on Ben Johnson. I don't like the way he acts. But shout out to you getting the win. And Caleb Williams, fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you said the Cardiac Bears. It's the perfect nickname.
It is crazy.
The perfect nickname for this team. 18-point comeback with a 25-point fourth quarter. I mean, and then the off-platform throws that
jeez.
Caleb Williams was making that one to Rome on that last drive that ended up to that touchdown.
Gotta have it too. Like the clutchness of it was unreal.
So both quarterbacks played great. Caleb's really came on though. He looks very, very good, and it's always in the second half. And then the Packers, maybe they dig it up early. Obviously, Josh Jacobs averaging 2.5 yards a carry. You paid him some money. You obviously went out and got him to be that guy. He was once that guy, but we're starting to see. Not starting to see, like it's weird. There's certain guys that just don't have the longevity, and it's seeming like he's that type of guy.
Yeah,
he has been banged up with a knee injury, but in a game where you're up that many points, you need to lean on the run game. That is the game script. I understand you don't want to play this like passive game so they can come back, but that is the safe way and the smartest way to play a football game. And it came back to bite them, but. Yeah, man, it was a crazy game. I mean, 25 points in the fourth quarter is insane.
Brady McManus should never kick a football again in the NFL. I mean, what a terrible performance. 0 for 2, missed extra point. I mean, just unreal. But, it wasn't even like I had a lot of money on him either like that. I lost both college football picks, and then that happens. I'm just like, I tweeted out, like, just not my weekend. I'm packing it in. I couldn't do it anymore. That killed me for some reason. Like, just brutal. I can't imagine being a Packers fan. That is a brutal loss. And they have done this a lot this year. Yeah. I mean, onside kick against the Bears. That was when Malik Willis came in. So, Yeah, a lot of people calling for Matt LaFleur's head, but I'm curious to see what happens there. But I think he would be hired really quickly too, kind of like Harbaugh.
Definitely as an OC for sure. But we'll move on to Bills beating the Jaguars 27-24.
Yeah, I'm a Bills fan this season. I got a future on them, and I was nervous for some points, but when it came down to it, it was what I was saying, just give it to Josh Allen. He'll make something happen. I mean, a 10-yard tush push. I mean, how soft are you on defense, honestly? But, yeah, I mean, Bills get the win, and I don't think anybody wants to play them if Josh Allen is rolling. And their defense actually showed up and made a stop at the end, so that was good to see. Trevor Lawrence threw a couple picks. I just trusted the quarterback in this game, to be honest, but you had a good read on Parker Washington. I mean, he had a ton of yards, but yeah, I honestly wasn't shocked. I honestly thought it was not going to be this close.
I honestly thought the Jags had a good chance to win outright, and it did seem that way going in. Obviously, I'm rooting against the Bills, not because I'm scared to play them, just because I'm a Patriots fan. I want nothing but bad to happen to that team, as I am biased. But it was another one-possession game, so it was really fun. And the Jags defense, although that 10-yard push was soft, they really did play well against James Cook running the ball. Not so much Josh. A lot harder to tackle. Obviously, quarterbacks running lanes when they're there, it's a lot harder to predict. And, I mean, he didn't beat them throwing the ball. They didn't beat them running the ball with James Cook. They beat them simply with Josh Allen's legs.
Mm-hmm.
So he had 2 rushing touchdowns, including the game sealer. And then, Trevor Lawrence, I understand that last pick, maybe the one before, it was like kind of off hands a little bit, but it was deflected by the defender, trying to fit into windows that aren't there. He just doesn't have it, I feel like. He played well in the second half of the season. Obviously, Cohen did a phenomenal job all year, but it wasn't enough to stop Josh Allen and the Bills, which is unfortunate. But you're right, Parker Washington is a stud. That's
unreal. Trevor Lawrence, I know he's playing hot, but we both were saying here, pump the brakes a little bit. We've seen a lot bigger sample size, like more games like this, where he is just not at a lot of points, and it's tough when you watch him in the playoffs do this, especially when the Jaguars overall were the better team, I think, at almost every position besides quarterback. I mean, their defense is better. Their receivers, I think, are better. I mean, Khalil Shakir, 12 catches against you for 82 yards. Figure it out. And you let Brandon Cooks catch bombs on you.
Oh my God, that play was so annoying.
Oh, so clutch. But
so annoying. Allen was missing downfield throws all day.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. He was. But that when he did stand in the pocket, guy coming at him, free blitzer, and he made the throw, but Brandon Cooks was just wide open.
But he waswasn't even open when Josh Allen threw it, though. The D-backs were right there with him.
So what the fuck are we doing?
Well, I think he was anticipating.
I didn't see the replay really. I just saw him throw the ball and then Brandon Cooks just...
It was a little bit of just fuck it. Just let it rip, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, his stat line was 28 for 35. I mean, he didn't miss a ton of people. I mean, Josh Allen... I tweeted out, I think it's his playoffs this year. I think everybody does not want to play him. Give me Josh Allen and the Bills.
Can't teach an old dog.
I really want Allen and the Pats to play. I just want it so bad.
Allen doesn't. But we'll move on to the 49ers upsetting the Philadelphia Eagles 23-19.
Yeah, the best game of the weekend for me. I love seeing the birds. My dad kept yelling, "Die, birds, die!" when they lost. Yeah, I love that they lost. A lot of issues going on with the Eagles. I mean, A.J. Brown signing jerseys, leaving, and I guess a little cold shoulder to people coming out. Could we have seen the last game for the Eagles? I hope so. But Christian McCaffrey, just insane. 2 touchdowns through the air. Demarcus Robinson getting involved. Brock Purdy looked good. Couple bad throws in those interceptions. Those were not great. But George Kittle goes down again. The injury report gets even worse, but they pull out the win. Very glad to beat the Birds. I don't like the Birds. Die, Birds, die. But, I'm just glad the Eagles lost. I hate dealing with their fans.
I'm glad too. I switched. I was originally on the Eagles. 49ers had to travel cross country. It seemed like the no-brainer, but I feel like it was too obvious for the Eagles to win.
Spread kept climbing up. And
it was like to 6.
And everybody was betting on the Eagles, which I was shocked, honestly, because I feel like people would have bought in that the Niners, one, they have a better record, and they've played really well. But yeah, with Shanahan,
you know what it is?
it's
recency bias with last year. It's traveling cross country to a different time zone. But I've been a Niner guy all year. I feel like they're a very good team. Obviously, their defense is like their fifth string at this point. But they did enough to stop this Eagles team, and that is because they are the most drama-filled team there could possibly be right now. Like you said, A.J. Brown getting into it with Sirianni. Then he drops that huge ball. Eagles fans are calling for Kevin Petula's head. It's just a mess. So they have a lot to figure out in this offseason. And A.J. Brown can come to the Patriots.
Yeah.
He grew up a Patriots fan.
Seems like a fit.
Cried when we didn't draft him. Mike Vrabel was his first head coach. You know, the stars are aligning. And you see what we did with Stephon Diggs? He hasn't been complaining all year. We can do that with A.J. Brown, too.
I saw a tweet that Jawan Jennings is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. That was a sick play, too. Jawan Jennings with a touchdown pass.
I just can't believe he won a Super Bowl. Like, it shocks me to my core sometimes I watch him play.
You know,
he is just...
He played well in that game, which he's just not consistent enough at all. But he did play really well in that game, but that also is probably because, we were talking about last year, but the Chiefs were really focusing on the run a lot, which makes sense. But like you said with Brock Purdy, had those picks. One good thing, though, that came out of that is him not letting that make him play worse, which is what great quarterbacks do. Mm-hmm. They throw a pick, they come back out, short memory, and he did play well, making DeMarcus Robinson his number one receiver for the day, so... it was a really fun game. Love seeing it upset in the playoffs. Also no back-to-back Super Bowl winner. That's cool, unless you're an Eagles fan, obviously. But yeah, it was fun and another one-possession game. But we'll move on. The Los Angeles Chargers travel cross-country to kick a field goal against New England Patriots. Patriots win 16-3.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Patriots in this game, and I am rooting for the Patriots to get to play the Bills because. Great, it would just be great for my mental health to watch Eric lose to Josh Allen. But this game, I mean, when the Chargers just didn't score after in that first quarter, I mean, they just looked putrid. I mean, both teams were just trying to get the quarterbacks killed. It seemed like out there. But Drake May looking just like his friendly face of Josh Allen with those legs. He was taking off. They had the 37-yard run, and I think he did enough. I know people are going to get on him, but that Chargers defense is great. I'll defend Drake May. He did enough to win. I mean, I knew that game felt like it was going to be a slugfest. It was a slugfest. And, yeah, I don't worry about the Patriots at all. I mean, they got another slugfest coming their way. But
yeah, so maybe this was a good thing for us to see a little bit. You know, a good D-line, as people want to say. We haven't played anybody good. You can't sit there and tell me that the Chargers aren't good now because they lost this game. Because a week ago, everybody was saying that we were going to lose. So I don't want to hear that.
I think they can't block. That's what we went. They just can't block.
I wrote down Chargers O-line worries were very valid.
Yeah.
They were very valid. I mean, it seemed like the Patriots D-line was having whatever they wanted. And that was my worry to come into this game. And that was a lot of people's counterpart to this was that, well, the Patriots D-line isn't that great anyway. But Milton Williams is an absolute animal. He's a game-changing D-tackle. I love Fillmore Williams so much. But yeah, Herbert was just uncomfortable the whole entire game.
Yeah.
Really couldn't complete a pass. I mean, I can think of like 2 pass completions I can just remember.
Yeah.
Like he just wasn't there. He had like 95 yards in the third quarter. I think he ended like a little under 150, maybe
he was getting drilled.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was hurt at one point. I mean,
6 sacks on him.
Yeah, 11 QB hits the Patriots had. Like just getting drilled. I mean, I don't know. Herbert is starting to look like his boy Phillip. Like just.
0 for 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, just like not. I don't know how. Like I feel like everybody likes to blame everything around him, and his O-line did stink. But I mean, you got that blown game to Jaguars a couple years ago. Like I don't know, maybe he's just got the voodoo with him in the playoffs. But yeah, Pats. I mean, it's not a beauty pageant. That's what Dave Portnoy said, and I like that. He said that it's not a beauty pageant. You win, you move on because you're loading up for an even better defense that you got to go play now. And they're gonna have to get into a game like this. It's gonna be a rock fight. It's gonna be a fist fight. And I don't know honestly. The Texans look good too. But if you're the Pats, you're at home, and you can't be upset with winning the playoff game. Any worries like with the offensive play? Or?
No, not at all. I think you need a little bit of adversity. Obviously, this upcoming matchup is not going to be easy at all.
Yeah.
Watching that defense last night, it was just wow. But. You know, I really like what we saw from our defense. Christian Gonzalez did leave the game with a concussion. That's a little bit worrying.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem all that bad, and I feel like he's got a good chance. I mean, he has a full week to clear concussion protocol, which we've seen happen multiple times. So I'm hoping that happens. So, I mean, he's a part of our defense, obviously.
Thank you.
But, Yeah, I feel good, honestly. I love the way our defense played, and they just look hungry, and we're home. So can't be mad about it. Happy we got a win. Please check on your dear Charger fans. Jonathan, we're thinking about you, man. It was
he's one, like, I don't think Chargers are ever going to do it. I just can't see it. I don't know. I know I'm a Giants. I mean, the Giants have done it in my lifetime, but there's nothing, like, I think he would be the one, I don't know. No, I would rather the Chargers win than the Jets. He's the one fan where it wouldn't upset me at all if the Chargers won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just so funny when he texts us, though. Yeah. But,
I mean, year in and year out. Like, the difference between the Jets fans is that he gets his hopes high every single season.
They do. Because they're always pretty good with Justin Herbert, but they just, like, I don't know. 1 year, maybe. I think they'll go on a run 1 year. I feel like Herbert's got to do it.
Maybe you trade Herbert for Burrow straight up, and you can get there. You could get there.
That would be
that might be your only saving grace, people. But we'll move on to the last game of Wild Card Weekend. Turned into a blowout, but it really was just a snooze.
It was closer than what the scoreboard showed.
Yeah, Texans get the win 32-6 over the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning was an absolute, just a bruising game. Both quarterbacks are getting drilled, kind of similar to the game before. And then, I mean, Nico Collins goes down.
Yeah.
And then, concussion. So we'll see what happens then. But Christian Kirk steps up. I mean, Woody Marks looked good. And then on the other side, just
nothing.
Raj just couldn't. I do think if you're a Pats fan, like we said, you got, watching that defense little thing, do think if Raj was a little younger and could have moved, would have helped.
Oh, Raj is younger.
He just can't move, it seemed like he was just getting, so you got to be like, Drake's going to have to get out and running, I think, but yeah, I mean, bad throws he just had no time, but the Texas defense at the same time was just absolutely electric. I mean, 2 touchdowns they had. And if you're the Steelers, I mean, you made C.J. Stroud fumble the ball 5 times. And you got 2 of them, but so it's tough to, like, they were getting after the quarterback too, but Texans just ran away with it in the end. And, yeah, I think the better team won.
Absolutely. The defense is just unreal. They have so many guys. You look at the names of the secondary like Lassiter, Stingley, blanking Petrie.
Yeah.
And then obviously Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter.
Yeah.
And then, Al Shire, all these guys. Like, they're a super stacked team with a great defensive mind and D'Amico Ryan, so they're going to be a very tough matchup for any team that plays them, including the Patriots. But, obviously Rodgers is hinting towards hanging it up. I thought it was hilarious what he said today. He's had the honor of playing for 2 great franchises in his career.
Wow. I think he's talking about the Packers or the Jets.
Oh, man.
So I thought that was really funny. And then Tomlin today walks away. He hung it up, and apparently I saw one post, I don't know how true it is, that he's looking to maybe spend 1 year in media and maybe get back into coaching. So it doesn't seem like he's going to be in the cycle, though.
No, I don't think so. And I would be begging for him if Harbaugh wasn't out there, but I also think it was a push to take a year off, I think, by Steelers management. I think it's just kind of just like time to change it up, which I get it. I mean, they do the same thing every year. Yeah. It's like just the same thing. But
it's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome.
So we'll see where they go. It's going to be a lot of they're not a sexy job. The Steelers, they're not a sexy job at all. Especially with the Giants out there, with the Falcons, with the Ravens out there. You don't know who's going to be playing quarterback. I don't think they're really appealing, but you are in Pittsburgh. That's the appealing part. You're going to be coaching for that franchise, so that's going to be sold on.
I mean, there's a good chance they clear house. I mean, Arthur Smith gone.
Yeah.
I saw today. Brian Flores is already connected there. I mean, getting way ahead of ourselves.
That seems like a culture fit though. Defense.
But it seems like it's a lateral move a little bit.
Yeah, definitely a downgrade. Like, downgrade just because you got to prove yourself, Brian Flores. Like, I think so. But there's not going to be many people that you come in and you're like, man, he's better than Mike Tomlin. But
no, and that's the thing. It is tough. It is tough, obviously. Yeah. But you do need to move on. You need to figure out something. You need to find a quarterback.
Will Howard?
Maybe Will Howard. Yeah. Could be the guy. But Texans get the win in dominant fashion. Shout out Sheldon Rankins. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Big man. Getting it done. It was awesome watching him run in the end zone, and then obviously other stuff. But and that's all we had for Wild Card Weekend. It was very fun, especially the beginning. A lot of 1-possession games. Last 2 games, more defensive games. But if you're a fan of those teams, it was awesome if you won. It was terrible if you lost. So
Packers got to be the home.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll move right along into our segment we do every single week, our hot takes and headaches segment. We're each going to give a hot take and a headache. And we will start with you, Steve.
Perfect. I tweeted out. The Giants are winning the NFC East next year, and I actually don't think it's even that hot. The Eagles, I think, are just on the decline, and the Cowgirls are never going to win. They're never going to win anything. I don't care about the Cowgirls. If you give me Harbaugh, we are going to be the Patriots next year, I think, with the sophomore quarterback. We're going to have an easier schedule on the side. Give me the Giants to win 13 games next year. Jackson Dart, going to be near the MVP talks. I'm all in on the G-Men next year. Probably getting my heart broken, but I'm actually truly think the Giants are going to win the NFC East as the other teams are on the decline.
Hey, man. Well, you're confident.
I don't think it's that crazy. It's
not crazy.
If we get Harbaugh, I mean, we look just like you guys last year. Quarterback who played a lot of good games in his rookie year, a proven head coach. I mean, it all just looks similar, and we're going to have an easier schedule because of our season this year. We are going to be you guys next year, but we're actually going to win.
I mean, that's... Okay, we're still more than a line, so maybe you're getting way ahead of yourself now. I mean, it's not the easiest division to win. That's all I'm going to say.
The Eagles,
all they have to do is find an OC. They find a good OC. They get a healthy line. They draft phenomenally. Their GM's great. Their defense is not going anywhere. They're still alive. And you got the Cowboys. Jerry's gonna make some big moves. Already has got Big Q now. Beef up that defense. Sonny Styles looks good. They got that pick right there. So
John Harbaugh. You know what I would love for Harbaugh to do? Just bring in Daboll as the OC. Just bring him back.
I love the Commanders.
I love the Commanders.
Jaden Daniels, dude.
He's already broken. I think he's broken. Honestly, when you talk about it, I really like the Giants this year, but our division actually might be filthy if everybody's healthy.
No, there's a very good chance of
that. But the Eagles, I'm really worried about them. I mean, that fan base, for a team that won the Super Bowl next year, they don't even like their head coach anymore. It seems like they hate their OC. They struggle more with coaching hires, it seems like. And they're almost in a spot like you can't fire Sirianni anytime soon. He just won a Super Bowl. And I don't know, that O-line's they're not getting any younger. So, Giants winning the NFC East next year, 13 wins, book it.
All right. We'll go to you, Stick, if you're ready.
I am. My hot take is that Marcus Freeman will be the next head coach of the Steelers. He was kind of rumored a little bit for the Giants job, but I actually think the style of football that he coaches at Notre Dame fits kind of that tough, hard-nosed culture that the Steelers have. And it's not an appealing job in terms of the players they have there right now, but that's a historically high winning franchise. And so I think he could be the next guy to lead them into their new era of football.
Yeah, and they're doing terrible right now with the portal. Notre Dame is getting nobody to come play for them, which they aren't a great portal team because they do require a lot academically to even get into Notre Dame because they are a prestigious school. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen much about it, but I also only see right now John Harbaugh to the Giants, and Kyle Tucker to the Mets. But that's all my page is filled with. But yeah, I think it would be good. I saw a lot of rumors like the Raiders should trade the first round pick for Tom. They should have traded Tomlin to the Raiders so Kirk Cinetti could coach the Steelers and draft Mendoza. But yeah, I'm curious to see who the Steelers get because you're right. They're a franchise a lot of coaches would want to coach. I mean, they're the Steelers coach. So yeah, that would be crazy. I do think Freeman was really considering the NFL. So if he liked Pittsburgh, he liked more the idea. I could see it.
I like it. I thought I saw. I don't know how true it is. I mean, obviously, social media, you can never believe anything that he was not considering NFL.
I think that was posted before. I don't know how true that is, but I think that was said kind of before the Steelers really opened up. So if he really wanted to,
I mean, obviously, it's up to him.
Yeah. But yeah, even if so, it would be a good fit. I agree.
Yeah. We'll go into my hot take. My hot take. Which I don't think it's not even hot really, but you already mentioned a little something about it. Mm-hmm. If anyone actually thinks Miami has a chance in this national championship, they have an absolute boulder in their head. They have a rock the size of, I don't even know, in their brain, instead of their brain. This Indiana team is the worst kept secret of all time right now. They're just going to go out there and dominate. They've shown you multiple times that they're going to dominate, and I love this because I could be proven wrong next week, and I mean, I don't really care, but it'll be funny, so you can come back at me, but they're going to blow them out. They're going to destroy them, and like they have done to every single team they have played in the college football playoffs. Miami played us close, and I know for a fact if we played Indiana, we would get our doors blown off. I know if they played Oregon, Miami would play them close. If they played Alabama, they would play them close. I feel like they don't have like Carson Beck is going to be put in a blender against this defense. It's not going to do the same thing. Okay, Ole Miss is not that strong of a defense, and Ohio State just didn't do anything offensively. So now you have that mixture of a complete team. They're going to destroy them. I'm so confident in that. I don't even know what the spread is. Do you?
8.5 now.
I love it. I love Indiana minus 30 at this point.
I'm really on the other side. I know.
You got a rock in your head. Dude.
I know, but like you gotta look at.
Dude, you bet against them the last two
I know.
times they won by 30.
But I have nothing to do with. I have nothing to say. I have terrible picks. I saw a tweet though that they made Oregon that low, so people like me that would try to think they're sharp would bet on Oregon.
Too sharp.
But yeah, I just like you look at like they both played Ohio State, and Ohio State did keep close Indiana. Miami wants like to make this a slug fest, which Indiana is cool with. I'm not worried about Indiana in the slug fest, but I just don't know Miami right now has the capability of being blown out the way they play. The Indiana, I think you'll be able to tell really early like how the game's gonna go. If Indiana jumps out to a big lead, I don't think Miami can play from behind, is what I'm thinking. But I mean, Indiana did play a close game against Iowa, who wants a slugfest, wants a rock fight. They went to Penn State with no offense, who wanted a slugfest, wants a rock fight. They played a close game against Ohio State, who wanted a slugfest, wanted a rock fight. Alabama didn't care about a rock fight, and Oregon didn't. I do think Ole Miss would have got absolutely clobbered. I don't think it was a great matchup. But I think Miami, 8.5 points is a ton, and especially if it keeps going up. But I think a lot of people are sleeping on Miami right now. They are playing very well, and if they can run the ball at all, they got some big old horses on that. They got some big old horses on that O-line.
You know, there's a thing called momentum, and I like.
Yeah, but how doesn't Miami have it?
Because it's just not the same type of momentum Indiana has right now.
You beat the reigning national champs, and then you just beat Trinidad Chambers was the hottest quarterback right now, and I could be on Indiana. I haven't fully looked at it, but I do think that Miami is live to win.
They call that PI call at the end of the game when I'm talking about Miami right now.
I think the Ole Miss spread might have been like 11.5. That's a day to
I agree. And
Miami.
You were saying a week ago though that whoever wins the Oregon Indiana game is going to win, so you clearly valued Oregon higher.
I do think Oregon was a better team than Miami. I agree, but I'm just saying matchup wise, like especially if we're talking just the spread. Miami, I don't know if they're capable of being blown out. Like that's my only thing.
They're capable.
I don't even know if they've gotten blown out all year. Their worst loss was probably to Louisville by 10.
I lost to Louisville.
They also beat Ohio State by more than Indiana this playoff. So.
But we'll go right into my headache. My headache is Lane Kiffin. Please stop tweeting supporting Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most irritating
thing. It's the most backhanded thing
He's
ever.
like, oh, let's go Rebels, yay! And he's like, oh, shit, my PI. Like, shut up, dude. Just focus on LSU, dude. Nobody wants to listen. Like, it's so annoying. You left us right before playoffs after Ole Miss's best season ever, and now you're going to sit there and tweet while you're hitting on a bunch of sorority girls? Like, nobody, just
That's
stop.
True.
He's annoying. I'm not a big Lane Kiffin fan anymore. I used to like him. But he's my headache. It's pretty cut and dry why. Need to stop tweeting, please.
I wonder if they won if he would have posted a pic, because I think he would have got a ring.
Yeah, he probably would have.
He probably would have new ring.
But we'll go to you, Stack.
So let me just correct my hot take real quick. Marcus Freeman, there's already reports that he's staying at Notre Dame, so that's null.
Right, yeah.
And it came out even after the Steelers job because things got stirred up from that. But so I'll just say Jesse Minter, the Chargers defensive coordinator. That'll be my new prediction. And
Chargers players are OC.
Yeah, I saw that.
Greg Roman, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a clip on our page from Week 8 of me screaming at that guy. So.
And that leads in perfectly to my headache, which was the Los Angeles Chargers this weekend. I just thought it would have been so funny if the Chargers could have beat the Patriots, and they had the opportunity. It was 6-3 for a long time, and I was praying that maybe just one time they'd go down there and score a touchdown, but they couldn't do it, and so that was the most painful point of football watching for me this weekend. Was my hope that was put in the Chargers.
To the point of the Chargers, we didn't talk about it when we were talking about the game. Marion Hampton played 2 snaps.
Odd. It was
Bettors
very-
are mad.
It was really odd, yeah.
I mean, obviously he had to be injured. There's just no
Under
way.
is the freest thing in the world. Yeah, you have to put stuff on the injury report, so if he was,
I mean-
it's a problem.
I mean, I think he was banged up going into the game, but 2 snaps is crazy. Yeah, bettors are not happy about that. And maybe that's Greg Roman. I don't know. I feel like Jim Harbaugh, the whole year, should have been really more leaning to the run than putting it all in Herbert's hands. And I feel like Roman wanted the exact opposite. So it was a really weird mix there. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they got to get somebody in there that is more on the wavelength of a Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I agree.
On the wavelength, you said.
Wavelength, yeah. Check out our wavelength.
But we will go to Steve for his headache.
Yeah, Eric's done this before, and I'm going to call it myself. 2026 TV Picks is maybe the worst gambler of all time so far. I mean, just brutal. It all started with Ole Miss by half. Well, actually, it all started the first college football playoffs of 2026. Not the first round, because I swept. The second round, missed every game. And then Ole Miss, I haven't gotten one right in college football in 2026. And then, I just feel like it's because I bet on the Packers, is because they blew it. It's how I felt like, no matter who, like, I almost, like, if I bet on the Chargers, I bet the Patriots would have won by 30. Or, like, I enjoyed it more when Indiana just clobbered Oregon. So the Packers could be my headache. But, yeah, but I'm not a quitter. I'll be back next weekend. Just a little hiatus to clear. I think I'm going to switch books. Like, I'm just going to change it up. I'm going to just change it up. Like, I just got to change something. I'm just going to switch what sports book I'm using this weekend, see if I can catch a little heat.
Which one you think you go to?
Nah, no free promo. But, but at least I have the Bills to win it all, a plus 1,400 with a boost. So we are rooting for that. And then also I have Rams versus the Bills, like a future. So they're still alive, and so we do have that at least if the Bills won. But yeah, and my headache part 2 is that a beer at TD Garden is $30 is absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous, and just why?
It's actually $30.
A Tall Boy High Noon at checkout was 20.
It was a high noon too.
29. Yeah, I started drinking just draft because it was like 14, which is like
Okay.
it's just like not. It's still crazy upcharge, but I know that coming in. But when I saw $29, like it wasn't on the board, I couldn't find it. We just saw the can right there. The guy flips it around, 29 something. I was like, what am I drinking? Liquid gold? Like I don't. It was absolutely crazy. But shout out TD Garden too. That place is super cool. It was really fun to watch hockey game.
Probably Drake makes piss.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of that, huge free agent here on the line here, Bucks. If you want to get in contact with my client, please contact me. I'll be taking a 50 or 80-20 split. Great customer.
Bet365.
Great customer.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
getting here. So
And not that great. I'll be active.
consistent
Consistent customer.
But
Bet365, you can't sponsor us because you're not legal in New York. Who else can't? Who else?
you don't need a name.
It's just Bet365, even though they probably don't like me because I robbed them when I was in North Carolina. Biggest parlay I've hit in my life.
You can find our HTH email, I think, in all of our bios.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you can check it.
huge
Check
free
it.
agent here.
Huge.
You don't want to miss out on this. But you guys have anything
Yeah,
else?
especially right now because I can't hit anything.
So you guys have anything else?
No, just go check out our socials. I mean, we actually been getting a lot of views, so thank you guys for checking that stuff out. We're putting a lot more time into that. And yeah, we also didn't say this is going to come out later, but next week is going to be the same schedule. We just want to make sure we watch the games on Monday now because they mean more. So pushing them back a little bit, but I think Friday will be when you see our preview.
Alex Bregman to the Cubs.
Yeah, we had
yeah.
a little baseball talk before we go. That's not a smart idea. Bregman to the Cubs. That was
Over no trade calls.
It's very odd what the Red Sox are doing. I don't know. I don't understand not bringing him back. I understood why Bregman left because he played pretty well and he did probably deserve to be locked up for a little longer. But Cubbies going all in. A lot of rumors. Tucker to the Mets. They offered him a big contract as of right now. Hopefully, when you guys watch this, he accepts it.
Arenado traded to the Diamondbacks.
Arenado to the Diamondbacks.
I care about that.
Yeah, I didn't really see how much they gave up, but I think it's not a bad piece, especially for a young team, a little leadership. They are very young, but they clearly aren't. There's no way they're selling on Marte. A lot of people are saying Cattell was maybe on the
That's
block.
so awesome.
Yeah, would have loved.
Red Sox were connected to him. Had to leave
Yeah,
early.
still a lot of guys out there. We got Valdez out there. There's a Bellinger still out there, and Bo Bichette's out there. I really hope he's a Philly because I don't think he's that good.
I'm ready to be a Red Sox. Good chance. We don't have a third baseman, so.
Yeah, his fielding is just kind of brutal.
Yeah, he played third for us. Yeah, right now, Marcel Mayer probably be our third baseman.
I'm very excited for baseball to start. I'm gonna miss football. The worst time is between football and opening day. Like it just or that first Sunday after the Super Bowl. But I'm a big. Could have been. I don't know if it's a hot take. I like the championship rounds more than Super Bowl. I like the 2 games. I think they're better. But yeah, a lot of baseball talk will be coming soon for sure when we do our podcast. But hopefully when you guys watch this, Kyle Tucker is a New York Met.
All right. Well, you heard it there. We're going to wrap it up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Peace.